regular price.
We boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Sexual energy is the one that in the Chinese we call Jing Qi, mean energy. 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning. And that is the time the sexual energy recover, or we call replenish. So the sexual energy we call the essence of life. Okay? So you wake up, your sexual hormone produced, so you have a lot of Jing Qi. I feel fresh, I feel good. I have a lot of energy because the sexual energy is our life force. It moves us every day. So you sleep later than 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Now the sexual energy cannot recover because they need to producing enough sexual hormone to run your next day.
Whoa, Xingqi, sexual energy. Oh, Lord, this is about to be one of those topics. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is back in the building. And as promised last week, I said, we're going to delve into a very powerful topic tonight. Sex prayers. What, Zoe? Yes. An intriguing look into your thought, word, deed, and intentions, and the positive or negative effects they may create through the vehicle of sex. No, Zoe, I'm going to need a little more than that. That's fine. Have you been suffering from an STD or an STI, i.e., a spiritually transmitted disease or infection? See, a lot of people underestimate the sexual energy that goes into the physical act of having sex. Oh, goodness. Are you saying that a person's unhealed trauma, disorganized, scattered energy and mind can be transferred through the act of sex? Well, a lot of spiritualists believe this to be true. Somebody's unhealed wounds. Oh. Can a person's anxiety, negative thoughts, fears, unregulated emotions, negative ruminations, and past traumas be transferred through the act of sex to their significant other? A sexually transmitted disease? Now, stands to reason that it could, right? If our central nervous systems are somehow relating to each other, if our trauma, our wounds are bonding, welding us together, what type of spiritual adhesive would the sex act be? Now, biologically speaking, sex is for procreation, but what a lot of people misunderstand is that you can procreate more than a baby. You can procreate more trauma. You can procreate more fear, more jealousy, more anxiety. A lot of stuff can come out during sex, through the sex act, through the vehicle of sex. What is spiritual sex? Is there such a thing as spiritual sex? I'm not talking about religious sex. The marriage bed is not defiled. Hey, I'm not talking about that. I'm sorry. What are the spiritual implications, right, of sex? Not just we can have a baby if we don't wear a condom. What else can you have if you don't wear a condom? Well, we know sexually transmitted diseases, but can you also have spiritually transmitted diseases or infections? Now, you do know that there's a difference between sexually transmitted diseases and sexually transmitted infections. An infection, STIs, are curable. STDs are not. Can you be cured from a spiritually transmitted disease? Is the act of having unprotected sex with multiple partners problematic because it creates an energetic and spiritual petri dish of unhealed trauma transference? What? 1-800-920-1580. I know you're not ready tonight. Get ready, get ready. Hey! I know you're not ready tonight, but I am. 1-800-920-1580. This is a discussion, a conversation between me and you. Listen, it is not a monologue. I really want to know what you think. I'm going to read that last question again. Is the act of having unprotected sex with multiple partners or even a singular partner problematic because it creates an energetic, spiritual petri dish of unhealed trauma transference? Can energy vampirism be carried out through the act of really, really good sexual intercourse? Ooh. Can your energy be? Oh, Lord. Oh. Wow. I know y'all not ready. I can feel it. It's palpable right now. What is the difference between spiritual sex and tantric sex? True or false? Sex can also help partners connect emotionally, building intimacy and trust. Some people even go a step further and view sex as not just a physical and emotional experience, but as a spiritual one too. 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. How do you perceive the connection between spirituality and sexual intimacy? In what ways do you believe energy is exchanged during a sexual encounter? Can you describe an experience where you felt a strong emotional and energetic connection during sex? How long did it last? Can you be hypnotized? Is being hypnotized a type of sexually transmitted infection? 1-800-920-1580. In what ways do you believe that? I want to know. Have you felt another person's energy? Listen now, I don't want to get personal, and I'm not. I'm just going to say, can men deposit their energy? And I'm not talking about the man milk. I meant the man's, I'm not talking about the semen. I'm talking, can he deposit his energy into a woman? 1-800-920-1580. And ladies, what does that feel like? And can you expel it from your spirit? Wow. How do past emotional wounds influence your current sexual experiences? Oh my goodness. Do you believe sexual energy can carry the emotions and experiences of a past relationship? Why or why not? I know I'm asking a lot of questions. I know they're very deep. But don't act like y'all not out there getting it in. And if you're getting it in, I'm hoping you're learning something from what you've been doing. Sex prayers. Right? Can you meditate while having sex? Meditate on building a business. Meditate on giving birth to a project. Meditating on healing the relationship. The sex might be good, but the relationship might be bad. Can you pray and meditate during the act to change the nature of the relationship? Sex prayers on the VOR. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines because people want to talk about this tonight. Yes.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are now in Big Tobacco's fantasy land. Welcome. It's a healthier world where they want you to believe that vaping makes quitting cigarettes a breeze. Never mind the evidence that vaping leads to using both. And if you're younger, even better, teens who vape are 3 times likelier to use cigarettes. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry is your friend.
Big Tobacco's idea of smoke-free is a dangerous fantasy for us all. See reality at undo.org.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, but your goals, they don't have to. we can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
To break it on down. In the daytime, I think not. I'd rather do you after school like some homework. Am I getting you hot in my bedroom? Cause then we'd have to stop. I'd rather wait till everyone's fast asleep than do it in the kitchen on a tabletop. Oh, we got to break it on down, down, down. Can you hear me, girl? Break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sounds. This love's private affair.
How can men last longer? In the Tao practice, we have the sexual organ exercise. So that's why we teach in the workshop. Men have to learn how to stretch, how to massage, how to strengthening their sexual organ to one level that they can control the ejaculation. In the Tao practice said, you don't have to ejaculation every time. You learn how to control them, and they have a timetable. That how long, according to your age, how long you can make love, how many days, to when to ejaculation. When you learn the Tao practice, you can double the timing or triple the timing of non-ejaculation. But you need to transform the sexual energy. And that's what the workshop are going to be teaching you how to transform the sexual energy. How?
Y'all don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I should have told y'all who that was the first time we played the first clip. That is Dr. Stephen T. Chang. He has an amazing book that I got hip to back in the 90s. It's always been in my library. I always go back and read it. I've read this book about 25 times. And, you know, I don't want to give away no secrets tonight. You understand? Andy in here laughing at me. But I'm going to give up this jewel tonight. Okay? Played 2 clips. Those first 2 clips that you heard are from this particular author. The name of the book is The Tao of Sexology, The Book of Infinite Wisdom by Dr. Stephen T. Chang. That's all I'm going to give up on. Very powerful book, very powerful work. It's talking about your energy. It's talking about your chi. It's talking about how to control it. It's talking about how to, contain it. Yeah, I know you just saw the price, didn't you? Andy just saw the price. That's typically because the book is probably out of print. So he just went there. Look, everybody in the chat like, hey, look at the price. Hey. Well, I have a physical copy. The Tao of Sexology, the Book of Infinite Wisdom. I'm not going to give up too many more my own secrets, but that's one. But what's very powerful about this book, it actually led to some insights that I had when writing another one of my books, The Holographic Relationship. Sexually, everybody is like a skillet. And with every relationship and with every sexual interaction you have with somebody, you get seasoned. I know it sounds funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's what it is. These energies, typically, they stay with you. Right? Oh, this is heavy stuff tonight. And you don't want everybody's seasoning. 1-800-920-15. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry I had to do this topic tonight. Sexual intimacy, a realm often regarded as profoundly personal, transcends mere physicality. It delves into the intricacies of energy transference, emotional connections and bonds, and the profound interplay between spirituality and human desires. In this exploration on this show tonight, we navigate the depths of spiritual sex, examining its implications, soul ties and the likes, energy exchanges, and the intricate dance, this rhythmic dance between past traumas and present connections. What is spiritual sex? Spiritual sex is a union that surpasses physicality, intertwining souls and spirits in a profound energetic exchange. It transcends the boundaries of the body, reaching into the realms of emotions, thoughts, feelings, intentions, and even past experiences. Wow. It is an intimate communion where partners connect on a spiritual level, exploring the depths of their shared existence. 1-800-920-1580. Get to the phone lines. I want to talk to you tonight. The spiritual implications of sex. Sex, often viewed as merely a physical act, holds deep spiritual implications. That's why we must be very careful with who we give ourselves to. Right? Men and women. Many men think, hey, I got to knock them down one after the other. Hey, don't run down the hill, walk down the hill and tap each one. That men think, but even men must protect their sexual energy as well, or they will deplete themselves. Right? And yes, sex is viewed as merely a physical act, but again, it holds very deep spiritual implications. That goes beyond the pleasure. It fosters intimacy. It can foster trust. It can foster connections. For many, sex is not just a bodily engagement, but a sacred experience, a way to commune with your partner on the spiritual plane. The energy exchange during sex has the potential to heal, transform, and elevate the souls involved. But the question is, do we go into it with that intentionality? Or do we go into it in the way the great Krishnamurti? Y'all knew, God, you had to know I was going to mention Krishnamurti tonight. Many of us go into sex to escape ourselves. Oh, God. When there is love, then sex is not a problem. It is the lack of love that makes it into a problem. It is only empty. Oh, listen, Krishnamurti be hitting hard. It is only the empty people who know sex, because sex is then an escape, a mere release. I call him empty, who has no love. And for him, sex becomes a problem, an issue, a thing to be avoided or overly indulged in. Krishnamurti, are y'all ready for tonight's topic? I don't know if you are, but let's get it cooking. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida, get in here.
I'm so glad you came to me first. Thank you, Jesus.
All right, Mimi, let's go. What you got for me?
Hey, Zoe. Hey, everyone. Let me just say this. It's going to be clean and classy, as always.
All right, let's get it right.
Sex is so much more than physical. It is mind, body, and soul, spiritual, all of that. And I don't think I've ever prayed about sex, but I've always had this desire to have a strong connection with my husband, my partner, mind, body, soul, spirit, where we just connect on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level that just the mere mention of his name makes me tingle.
What's happening, Mimi? Is everything... Go ahead, Mimi. Keep talking. Go ahead. You got the floor, girl.
Just the connection spiritually, mentally, emotionally, that I just hear his name and I just like, oh, my God, that's what it is for me. And I was speaking in the chat yesterday with Trumonger about does size matter, and I think he thought that I was saying it in a way of being aroused. But what I was saying was, when you have that connection with the man, spiritually, emotionally, it doesn't matter whether he's big or smaller because you connect, and it's just that good for both of you on a spiritual level. It's just like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I heard it was the angle of the dangle.
When it's good, it's good. It doesn't angle, dangle, swangle. It doesn't matter.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Go ahead, Mimi. Keep talking. It's getting steamy in here.
Oh, gosh. I just, I'm going to just say for me as a woman, I believe in love. I love love. And when I love you and we're connected on all levels, all cylinders, mind, body, soul, spirit. And like I said, when I hear his name, oh, my God, it's just like, I love this man, not just because he's great in the bedroom, but because we're connected on a spiritual level, too.
Well, all right.
And we can get it in, and it's always good. Always good.
Okay.
Always.
Can you play some church music? Because she's testifying right now. Yes. Yes. Woo. Okay. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Guess what you did? You brought Jacksonville, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got a lot to talk about when we come forward. Sports and news. Here we go.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz says nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy has made multiple contradictory promises, and when they all came due, he lost votes of people who maybe don't even ideologically agree with me on everything.
His comments come after the House in a historic vote stripped McCarthy of his speaker's gavel today. Gaetz rallied against McCarthy for failing to rein in government spending and breaking promises he made to conservatives back in January when he was first elected Speaker. In Georgia, Atlanta City Council is putting pressure on the police department to release recent body cam footage. It's been nearly 2 months since African-American Johnny Holman died in custody after a traffic stop. The council passed a resolution yesterday which urged the APD to release the footage to the public. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com. Make it a safe one out there.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you choose from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
We boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions. New victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit africanfocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, in downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Sure you know what's up.
Hey, I am D.L. Hughley, host of the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, heard weekdays from 2 to 4 exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. I promise to make you think a little, but laugh a whole lot more. So tune in to the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show 2 to 4 only on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Looking at I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call in early, turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. Voices, the show. Yeah. Voices, the show. So just lay back your mind, so that everybody tuning in to soul, cause he is voice of reason, yeah. Da, 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 da.
What is good? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot recently. I don't really know why, but I felt the need to share it. The topic today is soul ties. It's definitely a topic that I wish I would have known about like 5-6 years ago when you first start learning about sex, becoming sexually active, stuff like that. To begin, everything is energy, right? If you look at the law of attraction, you look at manifestation, everything in the world is energy. That being said, people are energy, and when we do things, we give and receive energy in accordance with that. So what soul ties are? They're bonds that people create when they have sexual intercourse with each other. Sex is one of these things where it's like you're connecting with the person on all 4 levels. So you got physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When you have sex with somebody, you are combining with them and transferring energy at all 4 levels, which makes it such a deep, energy-filled experience. The idea with soul ties is that once you have sex with somebody, you've created a deep tie or bond with them that is very hard to break. Whether it's a one-night stand, whether it's you're in a relationship with them, whether you're friends and you decide to have sex, like friends with benefits, that's why those relationships don't work, because when you're having sex with somebody, your brain chemistry is literally changing as you are exchanging energy. There's actually an interesting thing that I found online, like neuropsychologists have studied this phenomenon, and one of them's name is Dr. Daniel Amen. He actually wrote a book, and in the book it says, whenever a person is sexually involved with another person, neurochemical changes occur in both their brains that encourage limbic or emotional bonding. So limbic bonding is the reason why casual sex doesn't really work for most people on a whole mind and body level. 2 people may decide to have sex just for the fun of it, yet something is occurring on another level that they might not have decided on at all. Sex is enhancing an emotional bond between them, whether they want it or not. So basically, when it comes to having sex with people, you are transferring all this energy, whether you want to or not. You don't get to decide that. It's happening whether you're aware of it or not. And this is also why it's so hard, let's say like in a relationship with somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back on KBLA Talk 1580. You already know what it is. We've come full circle. After coming forward, I guess, has a different connotation tonight. Again, back to Krishnamurti. Sex is a problem because it would seem that in the act, there is complete absence of the self. In that moment, you are happy because there is the cessation of self-consciousness, of the me, and desiring more of it, more of the abnegation of the self, in which there is complete happiness through full fusion, integration. Naturally, it becomes all important. Isn't that so? Because it is something that gives me unadulterated joy, complete self-forgiveness. I want more of it, and more of it, and more of it. I become addicted to self-forgetfulness, because in that moment, nothing matters, not even me. In that moment of release, nothing else matters. Now, why do I want more of it? Because everywhere else I am in conflict. In all our relationships, with property, with people, with ideas, there is conflict, pain, struggle, misery. Naturally, you want more of self-forgetfulness because it gives you happiness, while all the rest leads you to misery. So the problem is not sex, surely, but how to be free from the self. You have tasted that state of being in which the self is not, if only for a few seconds, if only for a day. So there's the constant longing for more of that self-free state until you resolve the whole content of yourself, of that conflict. This one release of the self through sex will remain a hideous problem, Jiddu Krishnamurti, from the book Relationships, or Relationship to Oneself, to Others, to the World. Tonight's topic, sex prayers, is on fire already. Let's get these callers in here. Sean has been on the longest. Let's get Sean, and then we go on to Mississippi. Sean from Reno, Nevada. Get in here.
Hey, Zoe, I don't know where to go, except I'm going to your show, 'cause I love it so. Anyway, I'm loving this. I'm loving this conversation because it's one of those where I'm telling you, and you know this as well, as a parent, right, is that you're not going to be able to intervene when it comes to sex and try to be this, do it this way, do it that way, do it as I say. Hey, if you guys think you got a parent, you're going to be able to tell your children how to do it, what you should do, don't do it till you're married, you are deceiving yourselves, because the fact is it's super powerful. And now as we get older, this is where the conversation gets good. You know, but when you're younger, my mother was on it. I had, like I told you, and I'll reset it. I mean, when I was young, I had about 6-7 years where I was not a rock star. I wasn't doing drugs, but I was living like that sexual rock star life. And I was lucky. I was happy, but I was very respectful, always consensual. But my mother always gave me that box of condoms, always. And she told me, if you ever not use this and you have a kid, like my dad had 3 boys before the age of 21, she said, you know, you don't have anyone else to blame but yourself. And so it wasn't really about diseases, but that's another thing. But this thing here about where you are spiritually and mentally, as you go on in relationships and you want a serious one, that is everything, right? Because, you know, you can have, if you get to that point, I don't know what that point is, but if you get to a point where you're really communicating good with your better half or your equal half, is that, you know, you both will reciprocate. You both will help each other out when you need a little sexual release and a little sexual healing, as Marvin Gaye would say. And you can do it together and be together and have it go on for a long time. You got to be in the right situation, or it could be a quickie. You know, it's all right, but you got to have that relationship to develop.
Man, Sean, Reno, Nevada, Oakland, California. You brought those cities in the building. We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to talk to Nikki from Mississippi. We might need to come back with Darling Nikki. I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, "How'd you like to waste some time?" And I could not resist when I saw a little naked grind. Took me to her castle and I just couldn't believe my eyes. She had so many devices, everything had money could buy. She said, "Sign your name on a dotted line." The lights went out and Nikki started to grind.
But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So what even is sex energy? Well, the yogis, the Taoists and the mystics had certain views on what this energy is, and there are many ways in which you could talk about it. But here, I'm going to just keep it real simple and start with the basics. Sex energy, or sexual energy, essentially starts off as the psychological and spiritual drive to procreate, basically feeling horny. It's one of the most primal and most potent drives, originating deep from within the lizard brain. And so what is transmutation? Basically, to transmute in this context means the changing of one form of energy into another. And so why would you want to transmute sexual energy? Well, because we only have so much of it. Notice how you can't really have sex or masturbate forever and ever, and you'll eventually lose interest. And nowadays, people are unconsciously spending this energy, this drive on sex, porn, or masturbation. And we live in a modern world where online dating gives some people easy access to a seemingly limitless number of thirsty members of the opposite sex. And what's even more prevalent is the ability to load up high-speed, high-definition, limitless novelty porn at any time and unconsciously spend that energy on it whenever the urge arises. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not making any moralistic judgments here. I believe all are free to do as they wish, and I'm totally pro-conscious sex and masturbation.
Woo! Tonight, man. Passion, energy, soul. The VOR delves into spiritual sex and the intimate language of love. Here we are. Sex prayers, STIs, spiritually transmitted infections. Can you transfer the trauma, unhealed trauma of your past through the sex act? We've been talking heavy tonight, and the callers are just starting to get cooking. Let's get them in here. Nikki from Mississippi, get in here.
Good evening, though. Hi, everybody.
How are you, Nikki? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Okay, here you go again with these deep topics. One more again. So when we talked the last time, we talked about the definition of ship or exchange, because the root of ship means to exchange.
Mm-hmm.
If we are all a spirit, we have a soul, we live in a physical body.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that we can be sexual, having sex with each other, and not exchange what the other may be carrying.
Talk to me.
We can have angry sex.
Wait, anger sex. Talk to me.
Angry sex.
Angry sex. Wow.
Yes, in the sense that you are being physical, but it comes out maybe more forceful or in an angry way.
You mean
now
like,
it might be good.
You mean like grabbing by the neck?
Or pulling of hair, or spanking.
Talk to me, Nikki.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I digress. Go ahead. Finish.
See, it can manifest in many ways depending on what your partner is carrying. And after the act itself, it then can deposit in the soul of that other person that you're exchanging with. And then now we carry that into 2-3 days, a week, years later, and you may have a spiritual infection that you need an antibiotic for.
Wow. You know what's crazy, Nikki? This is very deep. There's a sister in the chat. Her name is Attila Phillips, and she is saying angry sex, spiteful sex. Like she was like, there's a thing. Like this is a real thing to be spiteful during. Keep going. Talk to me.
Because I'm not suggesting that it is intentional. This goes back to, as you would put it, we all have to do our work so that we know where we are when we have that, if you have a relationship with one person. If you're talking about multiples, to me that complicates the spirit soul even more, because every soul is carrying something in their spirit. And sometimes we are not good at determining what it is they're carrying at the act of sex. It doesn't resonate with us till later.
No, listen, Nikki, you are absolutely blowing my mind, because as you're talking, one thing I'm a genius at is connecting the dots. As you're talking, I'm seeing people that might be narcissistic sex. Correct. They're narcissists, and that energy is going into the act, right? And I'm also seeing the white knight. Someone who's always trying to rescue somebody. And that energy's going into the sex. Keep going, Nikki, you cooking.
Or particularly if we look at it from people who are in long-term or even sometimes marital relationships. You may be having spiritual sex, but then you have sex with a person that takes you to a different place, and it's not the physical place. You sometimes can't pinpoint it till later. That makes you connect, that makes you go back to that well, because how then can the two become one?
Wait, stop. Wait, stop. Hold on. Stop. Now, because you done blew my mind now. Now my mind gone. I got to go find my mind and bring it back. Hold on.
Stay with me.
Wait a minute.
Stay with me.
See, because now I'm starting to see it in a different way. Like, my girl hit me to a lot of this, but I'm not as aware or as in tune as I need to be. But let me go deeper here. So no disrespect. So say the girl who just came out on Shannon Sharp's show and said she was with 35 people.
Yeah.
Brittany Renner. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like 35. That's like 35 souls. That's,
right.
Whoa.
Actually, it's times 3 because we have a spirit. We are a spirit. We live in the soul. We are in a physical body. That's times 3. That's a trifecta for every person.
Wow. And no disrespect to Brittany Renner. I'd love to have her on the show. But
it's not the number.
No disrespect to the sister. She came out and said 35, knowing the average guy probably got 235.
At least. Right.
Ooh, keep going. Please keep going.
So now we get to the infection part, particularly as we age. And when you come across that one, male or female, who generations ago they used to call it a free up.
A what?
A free up.
A free up.
You were talking about it earlier. Mm-hmm. Where, again, the two become one, because that doesn't always happen with husbands and wives. Often nowadays, it's not husbands and wives.
Okay, wait, Nikki, you got to stay with me. Mississippi is in the house. Finally, we got somebody to contend with Texas. Lord, when we come forward. More from the voice of reason. We got a lot to talk about.